actually. He's overwhelmed by numbers, Olga. Looking to hit on transition now. Madagascar back inside. The liner goes down under a heavy challenge from Mushiri. And it's free kick to Madagascar. Scored twice for Madagascar this tournament. Catching the liner late. Scored in 2 Chan tournaments for Madagascar. Lalina scored against Sudan in a 3-0 group stage win in Algeria. He scored twice here. 2-0 win over debutant Central African Republic. The decisive goal in the 2-1 win over Burkina Faso, which secured knockout football for Madagascar again. Mushiri driving right into the area, chested away by the captain. Recovered by Nyango and flicked over by Nabuere, but I fear he was offside. Indeed he was. The flag is raised. Nyango has put in some very solid displays in that midfield role. Functions brilliantly as somebody who can circulate the ball well, progress the ball well. Also breaks up play nicely. It's a massive defensive role to play in midfield. Nyango again being chased down by Dax. Niaina gets a false touch on that. Mushiri wants the quick throw, but Aboud says leave it. Chihuahua. Mushiri looks for the flick on. It was nicely read by Niaina. Gregas now. Free kick Madagascar. 25 minutes have come gone. Madagascar only missing one player through injury, and the defender Garo. Kenya only missing one player. This in Irambo, still suspended following his red card against Morocco. At this stage, the quarterfinals, all yellow cards from the group stages have been expunged. That means the clean slate. Let's get a fresh start. No cautions in the game so far. Nature of this fixture. Perhaps there are some to come. Aboud controls nicely after Abuire's pass out wide under pressure from Gregas. Aboud shows composure. Still a career, much of it spent in Europe. Back and was a little further back. Ben Stanley Omondi was waiting in a pocket just outside the 18-yard area rather than out on the right wing. Look. Return. Nicolas brings it under control. Involved in international appearances for Madagascar now for a couple of years. His first international foray against the French Overseas Department of Mayotte. A friendly fixture, but made his official debut in a 1-1 draw against Mauritius in August 2 years ago. Whipped in, Omija gets a big boot in the way. Mansour looks to clear. He'll be recovered by Nicolas. Down he goes. Free kick Madagascar. Much to the disappointment fury of Kenyan fans. Ogam up to Moshiri, looked for the cutback, but then Stanley Omondi was in a giant pocket of space just outside the 18-yard area. Now, this set piece is a long way out. Taken short, good variation from Madagascar. They create space on the far side, but it's closed down by Lewis Bundy. And Bono, one of three Madagascar players who's played every minute of the campaign for the Barea, to feed the ball in, but it ricochets off Bundy, and out for the throw-in, taken quickly. Here's Dax. Nice little ball. Leaina back into space, and it's quickly flicked forward by Luke, but he misses the by Gregas, but he misses the target. Kibuage. Started the 1-0 win over Morocco as captain. Kenya, Tanzania and Mauritania only conceded 1 goal each in 4 matches. Sudan and Senegal conceded 1 goal in their 3 group matches. Those teams with the best defence. Kenya, Tanzania finished also on the 4 matches. They lost the 1 to Kenya. Actually, quite a few teams within the group which is undefeated. Not only Kenya and Tanzania, but Algeria and South Africa, who didn't progress from the group stages. Sudan and Senegal. There's a Bandi. Down to go back to Media. Bundy again. Wagem. Shiri inside. Mansour, return ball is excellent. Down by Napuye. Mansour looks for Ogam, finds him, gets the shot away, but it's well repelled by the Madagascar defence. Toki lining up to get their bodies away. The interplay from Kenya, utterly enterprising and captivating. Build up the potential chance. Toki combined to deny Uganda the effort. And the Boy International Sports Centre in Nairobi. There is an hour to play. But bear in mind, we're in the knockout stages now, and we must have a winner, and that means the possibility of extra time, and indeed the dreaded penalty shootout. Neither one of these sides involved in penalty shootouts in Chan so far. For Kenya, this is their first knockout match. For Madagascar, 2 wins and a loss in their knockout stage fixtures. Upward find, blistering pace, side flank, gets away from Gregas and is found by Aina. Free kick Kenya. Reactions those continue. Chiri. Stand over this. Wood has just walked away. The military man goes by. Lindsay Stars winger. Oscar in 2022. that he might like to have again. Had a superb assist for Ryan Ogham's winning goal against Zambia. Included after his very enterprising display off the bench in the final group stage fixture. Here's off for Bongo. Gets away from Dax. Puts the ball into space. Mansour, Bundy now. 4 players in the 18-yard area of Madagascar for Kenya. Mansour, Onyango, forced to go back all the way to Omija. Bundy, looking for options. Just skids past Omija. Madagascar. Sets up their defensive structure now. Jiri. Nabuere comes back to him off Nyaina. Stanley Omondi gets a touch. Lovely ball in towards Ogham. Nabuere it was, but Stanley Omondi fine footwork to see the ball to his captain, who picks out Mushiri in turn. Players wait in that 18-yard area. Mushiri staring down Nyaina. Back to Aboud. Doesn't go for the first time cross. Steps inside his marker, and Kenya have a throw opposite the 18-yard area. Plenty of enterprise in the Kenyan play. Aboud takes quickly. Nicholas cuts out the throw. And Madagascar threatening on the counter. Fino Hasina. Bono up towards Luke. Eventually brings it up to control. Bono continues the overlap. Teenager who's impressed at this tournament. The flying left back, just 18 years old, looks to whip it across, but it's deflected away. Throw to Madagascar, again taken quickly. Dax, first time ball in. Omija can't control. Dax again interrupts the Kenyan play. Omija gets his body in the way. It's now getting a little untidy between the sides. Neither can seemingly maintain possession. Nicholas. Dax. Ball back into space. Here's Luke. Very central position. Lalaina. Dax. Quick ball from Madagascar. Luke tries from range. Off the shins of Onyango, and he puts it under control. A long-time servant of Gormaya. Coach Roro said his side is here to win. And that despite their challenges, they are going to give 100% today, and indeed, they seem to be giving absolutely everything. Kenya had 4 shots, none from Madagascar. They've dominated possession, they've dominated territory. They've yet to find the opening goal. Nicholas, Dax. Little touch away from Luke. Kenya have it back. Ogham holds it up. He's under real pressure here. Ball out towards Nabuere. Sliding challenge from Nyaina. That ball's gone the way of Dax. Fino Hasina is looking to make a run, but Aboud's recovery is excellent. Kenya police start to the rescue. Onyango finds Mushiri. Inch-perfect pass, 3 players wait, including this man in the pocket. Onyango can't get the shot away, trying to return it to Mushiri, but he leaves it as he was standing in an offside position. There's an intensity in the build-up. There's an expectation from this giant crowd at the Moi International Sports Centre. And indeed, populous nation of Kenya, coached by this man, Benny McCarthy. An inspiration as a player, an inspiration as a coach. And if you know one thing about Benny McCarthy as a coach, he cares incredibly deeply about every one of his players. It shows with the way they're responding. Fino Hasina across towards Lalaina, looks for space. Double teamed. Kenya come away with it, look to hit on the counter, but Nyaina interrupts the pass that was intended for Mushiri, and Dax now has it. Finds Nicholas. Bono out wide. Disciples man. Club Disciples was formed from the merger of a couple of clubs, including Madagascar's record league champions. Seen ups. The National Social Welfare Fund Club. 7 league titles they have. Toldo. Stanley Omondi. In the centre circle, opts to run it between two Madagascar players. Loose ball, Mushiri recovers under pressure from Luke. Aboud can't find a pass beyond Luke. Forced to go back to Kipwage. Nicolas, a little theatrical in his reaction to some slight contact from Stanley Omondi. Free kick Madagascar. This is the liner looking to work his way beyond a series of players. Mansour with the critical touch that saw the ball back for Kenya. The liner as dangerous as any. The CFFA man. Aboud. Mondi. Zunyango back with Aboud. Nabuires making a charging run forward into space, but the pass has gone the way of Mansour. Looks to send the ball in towards Organ, takes a little deflection but finds the dangerous Tusker man. Nabuire now cuts it back inside, and that was perfectly read by the Malagasy captain Tony. Absorbing the pressure here on Madagascar, they're showing their resilience. Omondi keeps it in play. Aboud, Onyango now. Bundy's calling for it forward. Mushiri on the far side. Looks to whip that ball in. Away by Toki. As far as Omija to the lineup for Silvestre Owino today. Omija made his Harambee Stars debut against Cote d'Ivoire in the World Cup qualifiers in June last year. Made an impressive game high, 6 clearances against Democratic Republic of Congo on match day 1. Significant victory for Kenya. Started their very promising campaign that sees them here in the knockout stages, having emerged from the group of death. Into the final 5 minutes of the opening half, it remains scoreless in Nairobi. Free kick Madagascar. Tony. With the CFFA and Fossa Juniors before making his way to Alger Plus. Also spent a couple of seasons in Mauritius from Madagascar. Nicolas can't work it away. Orgam. Shiri under pressure. Regas it is on the far side, flanks with Luke a moment ago, and Yango now looking for the way through. Bundy wins the free kick. It's a late call. Former high school basketball player, now representing his country at football. Raised in Namza Makadara. Started playing in the Makadara Junior League. Here he is, playing for his country on home soil. Having signed for Kenyan Giants Gor Mahia from AC Leopards on a 2-year contract just last week. Toldo at the ready. Aboud looks to chip it in behind the defensive line of Madagascar. Mostly read by the Malagasy defence. They allowed the ball to skip harmlessly through as it went just forward of Orgam. Frustrated figure Benny McCarthy. But he believes in what his side can do. He believes in the ability of each and every one of his players. Omija is fouled. target. Wood. Midja again. For options. Shiri and Bundy have both stayed forward and down that right flank. Let's come all the way back to Naboud. Long ball. Ogam gets a touch on him. Mushiri looks to keep it in play, but it's shepherded to the goal line. Goal kick it is. Done by Bono. Stanley Morty, touch on it. Dax is there to recover possession. Free ball is claimed by Nabuire. Abud is challenging for possession again. Gets away with it. Been Stanley Morty with the ball in. It's a dangerous ball. It's smothered by Toldo. Steers it up towards Fenasina very quickly. Dax gets a touch on it. Looks for the return ball. It somehow ricochets back towards Fenasina. Wants to take the throw quickly, but opts against it. Into the 45th minute we go. A short while ago, and been Stanley Bondi picking up on the loose ball, looking to feed in for Ryan Ogam, who was making a tailing run in behind. Toldo timed his run off his line perfectly. Long throw for Madagascar potentially. Nicolas, who is a right back by trade, playing in defensive midfield today. The long throw. Weird. Touch on it. Mushiri gets another touch on it. Clears. Tony returns the ball. Mondi stays on his line of Yango. Ball from Kikwagi under control before launching it out to the far side, where he hoped to bring Mushiri into play. 45 minutes have come and gone. 1 minute of additional time. Malagasy fans, no doubt, cheering Ale Fabarea. It's a rallying cry from the Madagascar football fans. Effectively translates to go Barea. prize cattle in Madagascar. The nickname of the side. Marea signify wealth, and also stand as a symbol of national pride and identity. Left-footed centre-back. Madagascar looking to run the clock down to half-time. They've absorbed pressure so remarkably well. Won't get away. Dance now shows a little impetus, pushing forward. Madagascar cut out by Mansour. Referee Albert Diouf of Senegal says half-time at the Moi International Sports Centre in Nairobi. They call him Mastermind. And he masterminds something fantastic and magical for Kenya in the closing moments. Less than 90 seconds of added time remain. The way off the boot of Bundy. Frustration grows for McCarthy. Onyango, Aboud. Composure and calm needed now. From Tokiniaina, Madagascar have it back. Not only two players forward, but one of them is in space. And it's this man, Fenoasina, the goal scorer. Recovers to collect. Ryan called for it forward. Fenoasina looks to go himself, but he struck it high and wide. So many parallels that could be drawn between Madagascar's run in 2022 and Kenya's run in 2024. Both these sides wanting to continue their fairy tale run may need the time to do. And indeed, wish the time to do so. I doubt you for Senegal since the end. We are going to see extra time in the first quarter-final African Nation Championship. I'll take it off with 2 goals apiece. The header from Malaysia. And after a handball in the area, Madagascar converting from the penalty through Fenway. So 90 minutes, extra time to come. So mentally helping shooting concentration, focus, the great sensitivity when you goalkeeping department of this championship. Compete with that is surrounding the national pride continued. The men's their 2019 nation for us all to read the quarterfinals. It's an opportunity of their own. FIFA suspension not very long ago that won the international competition. They run to the semi-finals here. ball back. Here, they hope to be Madagascar progress. Kenya side, nothing short of victory. A place in the final four is what they seek. Only conceding for only the second time in this tournament from the penalty mark against Fenmartina. Under floodlights at the Moi International Sports Centre in Nairobi. Anticipation throughout the venue. It seems as if they're going to make one change before extra time gets underway. They will not. Sakari steps away, but he will make his way on imminently, it seems. We're underway in extra time. Kenya 1, Madagascar 1 after 90 minutes of football. They cannot be separated, so to extra time we go. 15 minutes each way. And if they still can't be separated, penalty shootout will determine who advances to the semi-final. Omija finding Aboud straight down the centre. Odongo bring it under control. Madagascar have it back. Nicholas now. Key passes from Nicholas this tournament, but some key clearances as well. Kenya been probing this one. Diagonal for Ryan, a little too well hit. Takes the ball out of play. Kenya have the throw, which they feed in quickly. Go again. Presence and positional awareness, keep again. It's the second time that the ball is rolled past Omija, but he recovers. Scorer of Kenya's goal. Siraji. Aboud. To Omija, yes, Onyango. Deliberately controlling possession here, Kenya. This one, though, is cut out. Breaks into Kenya territory, gets past Nabwire and finds the pass to Ryan. In space, Manitrisa can't find the pass for Laina. Wanted it, Manitrisa up on Siraji quickly. Tokiyaina has it back for Madagascar. Ryan again, tall, lanky, left-footed player. To the outside of the boot. Delivery in, but it's too close to Bayo Mondi. And Dax is fuming with Bora's ball in. Here's Nabwire. Wonderfully committed player, Marvin Nabwire. The Kenya police players in the squad who to steer Kenya forward again offside on this occasion. So, he's going to make his way on now. Is the vice captain Daniel Sakari. Dante is his four, commonly known. Lewis Bundy, Gourmaya signing is off. And Daniel Sakari, gifted ball winner, intelligent player who reads the game so incredibly well. Of Kenya bleeds on. Sakari fronted with Omondi. Onyango, Siraji controls well. Delivery needed to be a little crisper, but Sakari recovers it, and he's won the corner for Kenya. Ora Bushiri, they've played their part in today's tie. Sujuma waits in the centre. Sakari feeds, but the referee just wants a word with a couple of players. Seems to be summoning Toki and Masoud Juma, and they've both been cautioned. The referee is still taking notes, so the corner will be retaken. Maboud is charged over to the corner, and he'll take now. Send Sakari back into the field of play. To the near post, it bounces around and lands kindly. He got a shot, he wasn't able to steer it beyond the wall of Madagascar players. Toldo collects. Recovers, touches back to Aboud. Ball plucked off his toes, straight through the centre. Mani Trisa. Madagascar are not done yet. Every time they look on the back foot, they seem inspired by a single moment. This is the end by Kibwage a short while ago. Ryan closing it down. Was there. Toki and Tony both lining up behind there as well. First half of extra time. Madagascar have a corner. Spill could be here. Already with a brilliant save. Almost contemptuously plucks it out of the air. Denies Madagascar lead. That was brilliant from Bayo Mundi. Work to set up a scoring chance for Madagascar. But an utterly superb piece of goalkeeping from Bayo Mundi. Through for anybody to run onto, but Madagascar eventually find the clearance up to Nicolas, who looks to chip it in over the head of Meja, asking a little too much of Ryan. Mondi gets on the end of it now as McCarthy looks to inspire his charges once more. Aboud in behind Siraji. Omondi a moment ago with a scintillating save. Mani Trisa played the ball up a little lob over the defender in front of him. Got his shot away, it was powerful, it was on target. Omondi equal to the challenge. Kenya escaped unscathed. Sakari. Throwing Madagascar. Coffee watches on. A generation ago, football was not the biggest sport in Madagascar. Three most popular sports were Orangi, a traditional martial art with similarities to Thai boxing, Petanque, which is a sport in which Malagasy have twice been world champions in, and rugby union, in which they've twice reached the Africa Cup final. Long range, ambitious, woefully off target. fullback retreats. Madagascar are growing in confidence. Cross towards Masud Juma. It's a little far ahead of him, but he's got some chase on to keep it in play. Got the initial touch on, but couldn't pull it back. Into the 100th minute. 20 minutes of extra time remains. Sides still deadlocked to one apiece. Long range, and it's taken deflection off an opponent, down for the corner it goes again. Kenya are winning the set pieces. Well, they've managed to score from a set piece. They haven't capitalised on the number of set pieces that they've had, certainly. It's a touch on it, steers it away, throwing Kenya on the far side. Sagari looking for the long throw. Goal kick. Again in advanced position. And he's been an international for a number of years now. Made his debut against Eswatini back in 2018. Eswatini was the side that Madagascar beat to qualify for this tournament. Won 2-0 in the first leg. They lost the second leg but advanced 2-1 on aggregate in the Southern Zone qualifiers. Scoring the all-important second goal in the 2-0 win, which ultimately proved decisive. Bono. The outside of Omija, it's there for Ryan. Pulled it back into a little bit of space, Lalina. So a very quiet evening by his standards, still alive for Madagascar, and that's a poor effort from the substitute, Tokiniaina. A rampant goal scorer in the Malagasy League last season, the Madagascar Pro League. But not on this occasion. It's been a interesting time in the Madagascar Pro League. Contested by 16 teams, played in a round-robin format across two groups for a little while, but this last season 4 teams were excluded after refusing to play in what was a newly arranged 3 regional conference league. Fossa Juniors ended up topping the group by a point from Fanlamanga in the initial stage. Championship playoff, it was Juke Plus who were crowned champions in mid-July, and a week later secured the cup. And they beat Fanlamanga 1-0. Yes, Sakari. Brings Kenya a throw-in opposite the 18-yard area. We're approaching half-time in extra time. One throw. It was a testing throw as well. Funyango looks to recover. Madagascar throw. Funyango is disappointed with the goal. China. Funyango taking that ball to the side. Madagascar. Bring it under control this time. Talking the Ida out of play. Kenya throw. A few concerned-looking faces in this largely partisan Kenyan crowd. shootout to decide the semi-final ticket. Off Turkey. Kenya, Tadani will take it in. Over goal, it's cleared off the line, it's headed around, it's still alive, it's not scrambled in. A goal, Marcelo, Kenya now on the back foot. It's the 2-on-1 situation. Eno Hasina, goal, wide Madagascar. Look by Siaji. With the drama plenty in the final minute of the first half of extra time. A goal now scrambled. Could have seen Kenya take the lead. Cleared off the line. Niai with his body on the line. Kibwage. A couple of goes. And the clearance on the counter. Finn Arsena unselfishly across to the line on the far side, but Siraji positioned himself well. Captivating and dazzling, but still no goals that separate these sides. It's half time in extra time. 1-1 it remains. Referee Diouf signalling the teams he'd like them to switch halves and get the play out of the technical teams summoning their players to the technical areas. That is not what the referee wants. He wants them to switch sides and get play back underway. So, in the first half in extra time, Kenya 1, Madagascar 1, Omija with a header 3 minutes after the half-time then Finn Arsena 69 minutes with a penalty. The first of 2 quarter-final ties that will take place today. The other between co-host Tanzania and Morocco, who finished runners-up to Kenya. Madagascar finished runners-up to Tanzania. The yellow card, 3 of the 4 Madagascar defenders on yellow cards in this game now. Only the captain Tony does not have a yellow card. He's magnificently again. Wildly athletic and acrobatic goalkeeper. But he's months away from his 40th birthday. Second half of extra time is underway. Kenya pushing for a winner. Madagascar looking to latch onto a counter-attack to find a decisive goal in their favour. Siraji. Back to Toldo in the Malagasy goal. De Barea. A resilient side, reinvigorated. Malagasy football has come such a long way in recent years. For many, just a generation ago, Kenya go through the centre here, blocked by Tony, away by Manidrisa, one by Nyongo briefly. The liner has it, but he steered it back into the path of Ono. Looks to go on the overlap now, but this one is cut out on the far side. Problem for Nyongo, I think it is, or for David Omondi. Struggling with cramping, helped by the opposing captain. Kenya first probe penetrated, but they've not scored a second following Madagascar's equaliser. Been a wonderful atmosphere at the Moi International Sports Centre in Nairobi. For nearly all of the 36,000+ fans that have gathered in this venue for this day. They would be delighted if Kenya continued on their fairy tale run this tournament. But for a small band of Malagasy fans, and perhaps for a few neutral fans too, they'd be looking to a Korea victory. Just over 10 minutes away from a possible penalty shootout though. Offside flag is up. Masujuma. Side, and you look threatening again, and Idrissa away. Here's Aboud, Siraji now, back to Aboud, Onyango wants it, gets it now, finds Kibwage on the halfway line, he goes diagonal, but a little too far ahead of Sakari, who's done wonderfully to get close, but the frustration continues. Madagascar are a side that build confidence with each and every upset. They're a team that have shocked the continent on more than one occasion. They've gone from underdogs to dark horses to serious contenders. They're looking to upset Kenya as co-hosts here and now. Kenya unbeaten in the group stages, top of the group. In Group A, the group of death. The ball in, it's steered away by Tony. Throw in Kenya. Off on Yango. Spilled free. Masujuma. Siraji's out wide. Kicks it back in behind the defensive line, and it's not brought under control. Ryan scoops it away. Feno Hasina and Lalina look to make a run forward. Feno Hasina, Lalina's back alongside him in support. Lalina can't get on the end, but as Aboud cuts out the pass. And Kenya look to launch a transition of their own. There's a 4-on-4 situation for Kenya. Edward Omondi now. Drifting wide is Toki. Omondi gets the ball into the danger area. Mr. Odongo got a touch on it. Siraji still here. Near side. Siraji goes side hitting. 10 minutes to play. Austin Odiamo, who scored twice in this tournament, looked as if he can't look. Anxiety and nerves. Hearts are pounding. Hearts in mouths for those in the stands, for those on the pitch. Composure, calm. That's what may well decide this game here. Talking the Aina. Cuts it out. Forward, Toki. This time on the end of it. Ramija can't win it back here. Lalina. Turns goes. Sakari. Gets it back. Onyango has it now. Gets the way through. Tony under pressure. Siraji Silas. Down. Feeling aggrieved that the decision did not go in his favour. Lovely touch from Uganda, but then he loses footing and needs to compose himself. Steers the ball back. Kibwage now forward back into Madagascar street. So Juma was underneath this one, but Tony got his head on it first. There's Liaina. Free kick Madagascar in a very hand position as well. Feno Asina goes down. Kibwage accepts the decision, but McCarthy does not. Scorer of 2 goals for Madagascar at this tournament. Stands over it. Toki is the other player over it. Toki will hit it with a left boot, strikes it straight into the wall. Into the body of Masud Juma. Kept it live. Toki Liaina now. Away by Ninja. Madagascar have it back. Manitisa looks from range. Referee stops play after this ricochet away. Looks like Alpha Nyango is down. Just over 5 minutes away. So Juma and Nyango coming together. It's his own teammate. Just him over. Just over 5 minutes away from a possible penalty shootout. Cut back, danger area, and Momondi claims it. A looping ball, the lack power, but a fine effort from Madagascar. Lovely break down the right flank, laid the ball into space. Kenya have a chance here, and the offside flag eventually goes up. Chance on both ends. Offside flag plays incorrectly so. Play back underway. Kenya 1, Madagascar 1. Bono down under a challenge. Free kick Madagascar. Finds Manitisa. Feno Asina tried to pick out Ryan, but he steered that ball inadvertently out of play. Kenya look like they're going to bring on Sylvester Owino. Well, they've made 5 changes already. If the game goes to extra time, you can make a 6th. Was it off the arm of Masud Juma? Referee thinks so. And free kick Madagascar. So change being made. Alpha Nyango, who's had another hard-fought battle in midfield, in which he's so often come out on top. He's going to make way. Sylvester Guino, before this quarter-final tie, had played every minute of this competition for Kenya. He makes his way on late. perhaps with an eye on the penalty shootout. Coaches will be thinking of penalty shootouts at this stage. The goalkeepers will be thinking of penalty shootouts as well, while remaining focused on what's happening before them. Forward from Siraji. Nicholas now. Kenya have the throw. Abud calls for it. Siraji leaves it and Nicholas goes down. Back on his feet as play is underway. Took the ball out wide. Sakari couldn't pick out a teammate, couldn't keep the ball in play. Dante jogs back to his starting position. Madagascar make a change now, and Nicolas seemed to be struggling in recent minutes. Is making his way off. Amisura is on. An excellent performance from Madagascar in midfield. The Forza Juniors man. Mamisura, defensive midfielder from Joko Plus, makes his way on now. 90 seconds of extra time remains, and then it's penalties to decide who advances to the final four. Abud, Reja, spilled free, picked up on by Yaina, but not capitalised upon. Siraji comes together with the fullback Yaina, free kick Madagascar in the 120th minute of this tie. The first quarter-final of the Total Energies African Nations Championship of 2024. There is nothing now that those players on the bench can do about the result. For both Kenya and Madagascar, it's an anxious, almost fearful wait. Burundi comes out, punches the ball away, two players lie all in front of him. Burundi taking control of the situation. Might have taken out some of his opponents as well. Feno Asina down. Medical attention on for both. As we hit the 120-minute mark, 2 minutes of additional time in extra time. Owino, Feno Asina, both being caught by the charging goalkeeper Omondi. He was well within his rights to make that challenge. Feno Asina, the Malagasy equaliser after Kenya had taken the lead through Omija. Kenya beat the Democratic Republic of Congo, two-time champions. They drew 1-1 with Angola. They beat two-time champions Morocco 1-0. And then beat perennial contenders Zambia by 0-0 to finish top of Group A. Madagascar, after that sluggish start that began with a goalless draw against Mauritania and then a 2-1 loss to co-host Tanzania, came back with victories over Central African Republic and Burkina Faso to advance to the knockout stage. Both still very much alive. For Madagascar, the hope of a second successive semi-final is on the cards. For Kenya, the dreams of a fairy tale run continuing, still largely apparent. Away by Tony. Omija. Wide, Sakari being chased down by the very pacey winger Ryan. Keeps it alive. So again, delivery in. Away from Toldo. Catches Nabwire. Abud on the follow-up. Drives it into his teammate Marvin Nabwire. Siraji on the end of this ball, but it's too close to Toldo and it's opportunity lost. 2 minutes of additional time and extra time is done, but there was an injury concern in that added time, so there'll be a little time added on to that. Fernandina looks to get on the end of this, but Aboud strips it away, throw in Madagascar. By Niaina, cleared under no real pressure. Kenya send it forward. Masujuma chasing, but he's nowhere near it. Albert Diouf, little look at his watch. Whistle not yet in his mouth. At the end of 120 minutes, we are going to witness penalties to see who secures a semi-final berth in this African Nations Championship. Kenya took the lead through an major header. Fernandina secured the equaliser for Madagascar from the penalty mark. 1-1 it ends following 120 minutes of intense football. There'll be a quick huddle, chance to chat. Following 120 minutes of game time, the sides cannot be separated. Kenya 1, Madagascar 1 will have penalties to see who advances to the semi-final. Kibwage and Aboud, part of the defensive unit of this Kenya side that have stood stoically, conceded only twice in 5 games. Who will take the penalties? Who will hold the nerve? Who will secure passage for their side? Will it be Madagascar who continue to defy the odds, or will it be the debutants on home soil with no prior Chan experience? Kenya top the group of death, but in the knockout stages had a knock of their own as they conceded the equaliser to Madagascar in the second half. Juma, among those whose experience may prove telling for Kenya in the shootout. So many parallels are getting drawn between Madagascar's fairy tale run in 2022 in Algeria and Kenya's run here in this edition. Both as debutants, both building confidence with each upset, both shocking the continent with a series of results and both turning them from dark horses into contenders. Captain Aboud with words for his teammates. Dax is having a few words with his team. In their respective huddles, they'll be discussing who takes the kicks, but they'll also be looking for some inspiration. And look no further than a man who won virtually everything. The player, stellar career for Benny McCarthy, who is regarded by his players as a brother, as a father, and as a hero, and he inspired them here. Madagascar, meanwhile, offer up a prayer. There is a beyond belief for their ability, Madagascar. Bear in mind, no players from Europe. This is a battle of domestic league products. Madagascar displayed some tactical sharpness in today's tie, hinting once again at a football ecosystem that doesn't always get visibility. Similar for Kenya. There is talent waiting to be showcased. Indeed, with every fixture, they lay it out for all to see. But now our focus falls on the goalkeepers. The responsibility on the shoulders of two men. For Kenya, by Omondi. For Madagascar, Holdo. They hold hopes and expectations on their shoulders. 2 clean sheets and a man of the match performance against Morocco. For the warning to the goalkeepers, just taking them through the rigid instructions they need to follow. Can't be their line before the ball has been struck. Toldo, at 39, he's seen much in club football. But in this tournament, he's seen 3 Man of the Match awards, and those were not by accident. First player to take a penalty in a shootout will be the Madagascar captain, Tony. 31-year-old from the Antananarivo club, Algeco Plus, the reigning league champions. Madagascar's equaliser came from the penalty mark. Soft-spoken, Roro Rakutarabe watching on. Coach of Madagascar. Their second Chan appearance after guiding them to the third and their first. Tony to take the first penalty in the shootout against Omondi. Takes it home with aplomb. Struck it firmly, struck it fiercely. And Tony gives Madagascar the early lead in the shootout. Mohamed Siraj to step up for Kenya. The man who signed from Bandari last week for Gormai. Get Kenya on the scoreboard in the penalty shootout. Siraji against Toldo, tucks it home. An excellent penalty from the substitute, Siraji. And it goes over to Omondi to encourage him to produce some heroics in his shootout. High and wide. Impossible for goalkeepers. One in the shootout. Madagascar have a chance to make it 2-1 in the shootout. The man that won the penalty for Madagascar, central defender Toki. He's got a brilliant left boot. Denied by Omondi! It's early days in this penalty shootout. But Omondi's save rouses his partisan home crowd. The fan base roars as Omondi saves. And Toki is denied passage. Clutches his head in frustration. Losing this does not mean your side is down and out. Still several penalties to come. Next up for Kenya is Daniel Sakari Dante. Strikes the ball crisply and cleanly usually. Does so again, and Kenya do lead 2-1 in the shootout. Advantage Kenya through 2 rounds. 3 rounds to go. There was very little Toldo could do about that. Two peerless, powerful, prodigious penalties from Kenya. And a stupendous save from Mondi means the Harambee Stars have the advantage. Now Lelina, goal scorer. Consummate from the penalty mark. Lelina makes no mistake. Beats Mondi and walks back to his mark. It's 2-2, but Kenya have a kick to come. Lelina, the goal scorer against Central African Republic, a goal scorer against Burkina Faso. There's the man who scored the penalty in regulation time against Omondi Feno Hasina. Will he take a penalty? Sylvester Owino is next up for Kenya. Subbed on late by Benny McCarthy. Played every minute of the group stages as Kenya went undefeated. Looks to keep them in front in the shootout now. Sylvester Owino straight over Toldo. Kenya 3-2 to the good through 3 rounds. Three successful strikes from the penalty mark from Kenya, and they've all come from the boots of substitutes. Siraji, Sakari and Owino. Omondi's played his part, and the substitutes have played their role for Kenya. 2 rounds to go. Madagascar are still in it. If they convert this, it's 3-3, and anything can happen. Omondi staring down Feno Hasina for the 2nd time in the game. The first came on 69 minutes when Feno Hasina equalised. Omondi beaten again by Feno Hasina. Tucks it away. It's 3-3 in the shootout. Only Omondi saved to deny Turkey separating the sides currently. It's still advantage Kenya, but they need to convert. And the first player from Kenya not to feature off the bench in this penalty shootout is Mike Kibwage. One of the leaders of this Kenya side. Kibwage staring down Toldo, takes a longer run up, and it's denied by Toldo. It's back on level terms. Kenya can't hold on to the advantage. Toldo steps up. It's 3-3, and the goalkeepers have made a save apiece. We're 1 round away from sudden death. You can't keep Toldo out of the game for long. Produces a moment of heroics in the shootout. It's back on level terms once more, as it was in the game. Kenya took the advantage. Madagascar snatched it away from them. In the shootout, Kenya took the advantage, and Madagascar have just snatched it away from them once more. ridiculous. Can't watch. Substituted off late after a massive performance. Taken quickly by the substitute, Toki Niaina, tucks it away, and Madagascar lead 4-3. This needs to go for Kenya. Otherwise, it's Madagascar who advance. The pressure on now. The man who steps forward to deal with all that pressure is the man that scored the opening goal in this tie. Alfonso Mija, just 22, back at the club where he started. Gor Mahia after spells with Kariobangi Sharks and Gofar in Oman. Dax looks excited. Madagascar ready to celebrate. Kenya on tenterhooks. Mija to keep Kenya in the shootout after scoring just after half-time. Puts it wide and Madagascar advance. They eliminate Kenya at the quarter-final stage. It's all over for the co-hosts and the fairy tale alive once again for Madagascar. Debutants 2 years ago finished third. Chance of finishing in even better position than that is still very much alive here. Roro Rakotondrade tries to console Benny McCarthy. Muscle Juma crestfallen. Kenya eliminated. Madagascar stay. Nabwire collapses. Madagascar, they are delighting. Toldo with tears. Celebrating their success. It was advantage Kenya initially. Bondi's fine save, but Madagascar came back fighting as they so often do. They carry that underdog charm and they have revealed something deeper about themselves. Upward of Kenya, looking to console Omija. Misses the penalty that would have kept Kenya in the shootout. But Omija, who scored the goal in the 90, can't be consoled here. He feels that weight of expectation. 1-1. Madagascar advance. 4-3 on penalties. This the final moment. Toldo went the right way. Omija steering it just wide of the target. And the player get to dance with delight. Thousands smile their way out of this venue. Kenya had a magnificent Madagascar to the final stage. It's like a worm. He's man of the match. Is a field for Uganda. Second of the match.
Our side, but we thank God Almighty for reaching us this far, and we thank our supporters for
is the man that scored the opening goal in this tie. Alfonso Mija, just 22, back at the club where he started. Gormaya after spells with Kariobangi Sharks and Gofar in Oman. Dax looks excited. Madagascar ready to celebrate. Kenya on tenterhooks. Mija to keep Kenya in the shootout after scoring just after half-time. Puts it wide and Madagascar advance. They eliminate Kenya at the quarter-final stage. It's all over for the co-hosts and the fairy tale alive once again for Madagascar. Debutants 2 years ago finished third. Chance of finishing in even better position than that is still very much alive here. Roro Rakotondrade tries to console Benny McCarthy. Masujuma crestfallen. Kenya eliminated. Madagascar stay. Nabwire collapses. Madagascar, they are delighting. Toldo with tears. Celebrating their success. It was advantage Kenya initially. Bondi's fine save, but Madagascar came back fighting as they so often do. They carry that underdog charm and they have revealed something deeper about themselves. Abood of Kenya looking to console Omija. Misses the penalty that would have kept Kenya in the shootout. But Omija, who scored the goal in the 90, can't be consoled here. He feels that weight of expectation. 1-1. Madagascar advance. 4-3 on penalties. This the final moment. Toldo went the right way. Omija steering it just wide of the target. And the player get to dance with delight. Thousands found their way out of this venue. Kenya had a magnificent Madagascar to the final stage. It's like a worm. He's man of the match. Is a field for Uganda. Second of the match.